Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is an M44, the Tier 6 American SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Minsk and it's under the command of Angelina75. Game started. Well, last time we saw Angelina, she was getting an ace tanker in her Hummel, the first ace tanker she managed to get, and that was on Sand River. This time she's in the M44 on Minsk, and well, appears that she was actually stopping to let those guys go by. She didn't want to hinder them or hold them up, and she was headed for this bush. Now this is quite a novel firing position. It's a little further forward than I think some players would like because it's a bit exposed. The enemy, if they were peeking over the bridge line or the centre line, might actually see the shells when she fires. She lined up a shot on that Wizzy 131, but he was coming in too quick for her to get a shot, and unfortunately that was a miss. Now, one of the great things about the M44 is its fast reload. It normally can reload sometime around about 17 seconds, but you can get it as quick as 15.18 seconds if you use the enhanced rammer and have a good crew with all the skills. In fact, now with the equipment changes, you can probably get it even faster still. Well, he's certainly got a hit there on the T52 for 232 hit points, and that would have persuaded that T52 that probably it's not a good idea to be in the centre line. Well, the enemy's got a pair of KV2s. One's a KV2R, and they're firing on our heavy tanks in amongst the buildings. T-3485M, which is the most OP medium tank at tier 6 according to Klaus Kellerman. I think he's right, actually. It is very OP, and that's probably the most OP light tank at tier 6, the Type 64. Rounds out the T-34, gets a lovely hit there for 249. The T-3485 is, oh, he's just been killed. The other M44 behind us managed to get the kill. There's three Arty on this game, in this team. 2 M44s and 1 GW Panther. It's a tier 7 game. Nice hit on the Wizzy 131. She tracked him and he took some more damage, so she's got some stun assist, or rather damage assist, because she tracked the guy. Now they're making a classic mistake actually of running up and down the centre line, which is presenting themselves as targets. The ideal thing for a scout tank on this particular map is to actually knock over all those trees and make an area which we can't look into because the trees are acting as cover. So they're actually helping us by doing what they're doing. And from this position it looks like Angelina is attempting to actually get a shot on them through the tunnel, but instead she's actually fired on the Wizzy 131, who just got taken out. Now she might want to consider actually shooting through the tunnel if the enemy tries to come back south through that way, but it looks like our AMX 1357 is going up the other end, and he's just killed a Type 64 at the other end. She's now aiming at the T-52, who appears to be running away because he realises he's under threat. And he's veering from side to side as he's going, zigzagging. And that's a shot from one of our RTs. Meanwhile, the east side of the river, we've got an Su-152 moving up. And, well, Angelina's almost loaded. She's loaded. Rounds out. Direct hit, 189. Good hit. Solid hit. Okay, now aiming for the 45 TP. That Su-152 is still there, but he's now the other side of the bridge. Oh, the KV2R came around the corner, and Angelina's noticed it. She's dialing in, lining him up. Rounds out. Oh, kill shot. That was a good shot. Okay, we've got the LTG. Now, he's rather flat and also fairly quick and easy to maneuver, but oh, she was a little too late to get in there because he managed to get around that corner quite quickly. Now, where did that SU-152 go? Because he was just the other side of the bridge. But Angelina's noticed there's a Hellcat making a run all the way around the back of the map. And her fellow Arty are now in danger. And she might have to move away. The A43 and the Type 64 are coming back. Hopefully they'll be able to find and kill that tank destroyer. And we just lost our T-150 to their 45 TP. Here he comes. Unfortunately, the buildings are blocking her at the moment, but she's got a red line. She's also fairly close to that tank. She's looking around for another target. I'd say the biggest threat at the moment is that 45 TP. It appears they got the Hellcat because he's no longer showing down the other end of the road. In fact, actually, they're going down the other end because I think they're after that 45 TP. Scores are even at the moment. There's the 45 TP. Angelina's got no shot on him. No shot there. And unfortunately, we just lost the Type 64. She's dialing in on the P43-2, who's over on the west side of the map, trying to help her teammates over there. She stuns the P43-2. He says something out of it. And he just got hit. I think that was the other shell from the GW Panther. She's loaded. She fires around in at the P43. Hits the building though. They looks like they killed that 45 TP that was down on the east side of the map, so no threat from there now. The threat really at this moment is those enemy tanks defending on the west side and that SU-152. We don't know where he is. Trying to get a shot at the T-52. She fires the leading round in, splashes him. 126, and he's killed by the Chiri. That's a good shot. That's certainly helped a lot. P43-2's gone down. There's a VK3002M and that LTG just around the corner. She's trying to get a shot on them. Fires around at the LTG. Hits the building instead. You can see where the shell impacted near that window. And one of the enemy Artys has just been spotted. Flashed out of his position. It looks like he's headed for the water side. I don't think he's trying to dive into the water, but he's actually made himself vulnerable. And there goes in Angelina's shot. It was... oh, well, the M44 got the kill. And Angelina's now trying to get a shot on the VK before he gets around the corner. She fires in and... yes! Oh, that was a late one, that one. He stayed on the corner too long and she got the kill. And the SU-152 is now pulling back. He realises his team's in trouble and he's been wiped out. There's now only one light tank in. It's the LTG. He's over this side of the map and there he is on the steps. And she got a near miss. It's him and two Arty on their team, and this game is going to be over momentarily if we can get the kill shot on him. He's now going down the path. Anticipate where he's headed. Give him enough lead. That wasn't enough lead. You've got to give enough a long lead because the LTG's a fast little light tank. It's going to come into view any second. She's not loaded yet though. And it looks like they've lost sight of him temporarily. She's marked the ground where she thinks he is, so I think he's moved off from there now. One of their Artys trying to get away. He's made it round the corner. He's setting up a defensive position now. I think he took a round from the A43. We fired a round in. I'm not sure it's going to hit because there's an obstruction in the way. There's the LTG. Now, she can land a round near him. He's going to be out the game because he's a splash kill. Rounds out. This will be a kill if he gets it right. Oh, it goes long. Bad RNG on this occasion. And the kill goes to the Sherman Jumbo. Okay, we're now in the end phases of the game because there's two Arty left. A Lorraine 15550 and another M44. And of course, Angelina's a What Arty noob, so she knows to actually go forward, propel yourself, get close to the enemy, get an easy hit, or even get a shotgun on the enemy if they're in sight. Well, she's found one of the M44s, or rather, one of her teammates has. He's getting fire, rounds out, it lands short, wasn't fully dialed in, and the kill shot goes to the other M44 on our team. There's the Lorraine, and he's making a quick dash for our side of the map, but he hasn't got much in the way of hit points, and Angelina's going to lay chase to him. Now, if I was you, I'd cut through the buildings. I'd turn right at this building here and go through the buildings and catch him as he gets down to the bottom. He's going to come out near the bottom and then she can go after him, but she's actually going round the corner and going to come up behind him rather than in front of him. He might have turned round one of these corners. No, he did go right to the very end and turn right. And he is headed for our cap area, but the GW Panthers at that end. So there he is. He's just around the corner. Oh, and she was ready for her. And he's nuked her. And the GW's at the other end. And he's ready for the Lorraine. Yeah, that's another good reason. You see, that's why I said cut through the buildings and come out ahead of him. He was laying a trap for Angelina, and if she'd done it the other way round, she would have laid a trap for him and would have come out directly behind him just as he was about to shoot on her, and she would have got the jump on him and shotgun him in the ass. So a good, well, an explosive end at the end of that game. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's a second-class tanker for Angelina 75 in the M44. She got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. She got 13. And she got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on her team. And a win rate from that battle was 3,124. Very good. Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. She didn't get the highest damage in the game, but that went to the A43. He got a Leather Slaves and a Confederate for 1,767 hit points. And the next high scorer was the 45 TP on the enemy team, 1,740 hit points of damage for him. And the next high scorer was the KV2R on the enemy team with 1,570. Then we've got Angelina with 1,465. When it came to kills, it was actually shared between the A43, the other M44 on her team, and the 45 TP on the enemy team. Both all got 3 kills. Angelina got 2 alongside the AMX 1357, the Sherman Jumbo, and the KV2R on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was the A43 who got the highest with 979, but Angelina managed to get the second highest damage, 798, and 697 went to the other M44 on her team. She fired 21 rounds in that game, got 5 direct hits, no penetration, but 11 splash. Damage of 1,465 hit points, all of which was at more than 300 meters. She did receive a hit. It was a penetration. That was some of the Lorraine 15550, I'm afraid, right at the end of the game. It wiped her out completely. And she also damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2, and did 82 hit points of damage assistance, plus 402 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On a premium count, she earned 32,958 credits, and after completing the mission and event, she got another 80,000 credits. So a grand total came to 112,958 credits. And after repair and ammunition resupply, she took away 98,978 credits profit. She picked up 1 bomb for getting the Confederate, and 1,197 XP, times 2 for the first victory, took away 2,394 experience points altogether. So a very good game with a new firing spot, and she says new firing spot. It is certainly a new firing spot, and it's an interesting one, but I'd say it's a bit too risky in some senses because you could be spotted by the enemy lights if they actually poked up over the ridgeline and saw you firing. But on the other hand, if they did see you firing, you could always pull away and find a new firing position. And it did give you good opportunity to shoot on some of the enemy targets from a forward position instead of actually being sitting at the back of the map. And it's very difficult to counter battery an enemy tank if you're in a position not in one of the normal positions like the GW Panther and the other M44 were. So you're actually avoiding scrutiny so long as you remain hidden from the enemy. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel please, and thanks for watching.